Hello, I am Petru from Boolean Technology. Today I would like to show you how to install Docker Engine on Ubuntu. So make sure to watch to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video and visit my website boolean.uk. Let's get started. Docker Engine is a powerful platform that enables developers to automate the deployment of applications within lightweight, portable containers. In this tutorial, we will install Docker Engine on Ubuntu. As I mentioned, Docker helps you to automate the deployment of applications in lightweight containers. In order to follow along, ensure that you have a system running Ubuntu. You can choose any versions from the one listed in the presentation. Ensure that you have administrative privileges. You have sudo because we will need to install some packages, and of course you will need to have internet connection in order to be able to download the packages needed for Docker. The first step that you need to follow is to uninstall old versions of Docker. For this, you will need to run the command which you can see in the presentation. It is for. We are running for loop in order to loop through the list of packages that we want to uninstall from the system. I will copy the command into the terminal and I will press enter. This command sequentially uninstalls the specified packages. If none of these packages are installed, you will receive a message indicating that they could not be found, which means you are ready to proceed. As you can see in output, there is no software installed on my machine. Next step is to add the Docker's official GPG key. We will install Docker using the apt command. Before installing the Docker packages, we will need to update the package list and install some additional software. I will run the command sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get install CA certificates and curl. So I will copy the command and press enter. Let's wait until the software is installed. Next, we will curl and CA certificates are already installed on my machine. Next, we will create a directory for Docker's key rings and download the GPG key. I will run the command, these commands, sudo install -m0755-d, specify the directory, and I will download with curl the GPG key from Docker, and I will change the permission of the docker.isc file. I will add the read permission for all, and I will press enter. Now you need to add the Docker repository to your apt sources list. We will need to run some similar commands. I will copy the command into the terminal. So here is the command. This command ensures that apt pulls Docker packages from the official Docker repository corresponding to my Ubuntu version, 24.04 in this case. I will press the enter. The content of the file is a new file was created. This is the file, and if we check its content, you will see that it specifies from where to download Docker images, and it also specifies where the GPG key is located. Now you need to refresh your package list to include the new Docker repository. So you need to run sudo apt get update. I will copy the command and press enter to have the repository updated. Next, you need to install the Docker packages, and these are the Docker packages. So you need to install docker-ce, docker-ce-cli, and containerd.io. I will copy the command into the terminal and I will press enter. I will press on Y to continue. As you can see, that some 132 megabytes of archives will be downloaded from the internet, and this operation will take 482 megabytes of additional disk space on your VM. I will press enter and wait for the installation to finish. After the installation finishes, we can verify that Docker is active and running. Okay, so the installation finished successfully. Now to verify that Docker is up and running, you need to run the command systemctl status docker.service and press enter. As you can see in the output, Docker is active and running, so the installation was successfully and the Docker service is running. Now, in order, you can start your first container by running the docker run command. However, you will need to run sudo in front of docker command. If you run docker ps, which is a command for listing the currently running containers, you'll see that you'll receive a permission denied message because you didn't run the command with sudo. If you add sudo in front of docker ps, you'll see that the command runs successfully. If you want to be able to run docker commands without using sudo privileges, you need to do the following things. So when Docker was installed, it created a group with the name Docker, and we can confirm that by running the command grep docker/etc/group. As you can see, there is a group Docker with the ID 984. If you want to run Docker commands without needing sudo, you will need to add your user to the Docker group. For that, run the command sudo usermod -a capital G docker and $user or petro in my case. Now, after running this command, you need to log out and log in back. So let me log out and log in back. Now, if I want to run Docker commands, I can run docker ps to list the currently running containers, and as you can see, I didn't need to run sudo in front of Docker. Now the next step, the final step, is to run your first Docker container. For that, we will run the command docker run hello world. Hello world is an image created by Docker, and if you run it, you can see what is Docker actually doing in the background. So I will copy the command and run it into the terminal. As you can see in the output, Docker was unable to find the image hello world latest locally, and it is pulling it from the Docker hub, from the library, Docker hub library. And after it pulled the image, it started the container. And this is the output from the Docker container. Hello from Docker. This message shows that your installation appears to be working correctly. And as I mentioned, in the output, Docker is telling you what exactly happened when we run the command docker run hello world. As you can see, these are the steps that Docker took. So the Docker client contacted the Docker daemon. The Docker daemon pulled the hello world image from the Docker hub. The Docker daemon created a new container from that image which runs the executable that produces the output you are currently reading. And the Docker daemon streamed that output to the Docker client, which sent it to your terminal. Now you can run the same command with a different image. So this command, as I mentioned, if you run docker ps right now, you'll not see anything because this Docker container ran until completion and it exited. If you want to see all the containers that were present or run on this machine, you can run docker ps -a, and you can see that a container with the ID, this is the ID of the container, which used the image hello world, was running about a minute ago, and it exited with the status code 0, which just means it is success about a minute ago. So this is all that I wanted to share with you. If you want to find more about Docker or about the Docker commands, you can run just Docker and you'll see a list of commands that you can run with Docker. If you want to find more about Docker, please visit the Docker website or visit my website gulian.uk, where I run a blog post about how to install Docker, and I will run our blog post about Docker. Congratulations, you've successfully installed Docker engine on your Ubuntu system and you run your first container. If you want to run a different container, you just, as I mentioned, can run docker run, for example, nginx, and Docker will pull the nginx image from the Docker repository and it will run it in the foreground. So you can continue to experiment. I just wanted to show you how to install Docker and how to run your first container. In the future lessons, we'll explore more advanced Docker functionalities and how you can use them in your environment. Thank you for following along. I wish you a great day, and until next video, bye.